Hi, I'm H.D. Chambers, and I'm the Superintendent of Schools for Alief ISD. The purpose of this message is to address three audiences, if you will. I'd like to address the Alief ISD staff, all staff members. I'd like to address the Alief ISD parents of our students. And then last but certainly not least, I'd like to briefly address our student population, or at least those who would be watching this. Obviously, we're in the middle of some uncharted waters, if you will, regarding the coronavirus. And every entity, not just school districts, but every entity, governmental, business, operational, you name it, we're all trying to figure out what's the best thing to do, what are the best decisions we can make to protect our population. Obviously, in the school systems, we have a large portion of our population every single day. And I will tell you, all three of the audiences, parents, staff, students, that every superintendent in the greater Houston area, I mean from the Gulf Coast all the way up to the northern part of the area, the Conroe, Huntsville area, as far east as the Golden Triangle, and as far as west is out towards Fulshire and that area. We have all been communicating almost daily as a team, as a group. And we have been fortunate to have people on those phone calls from the health department, health officials from both the county, the city. We've been fortunate to have the Commissioner of Education and others who are in positions in positions of responsibility for not only an individual district, but a greater area. So I just want you to know that our decisions, our superintendents, our decisions, along with our school boards, are based upon as much factual information as we have. And again, as I mentioned, and I think everyone's aware of this, the coronavirus is an unknown. In my career, I've never been through something like this to where we're trying to predict what might happen when we really don't know. We don't have anything to measure this against. So I just want you to know, as a taxpayer of this district, and whoever's watching this, to know that that as it relates to the education decisions we're making around our children, we are all in concert. We're all doing the best we can to make those decisions together so that there's not a mixed message, and fully recognizing that each school district is its own entity, and each superintendent and each school board and each community have their own sets of values and their own concerns and desires. But we also are trying our very best to be unison in this so that there's no misunderstanding from one district to another district. So with that, real briefly, I'd like to address our staff, the Alief ISD staff. Obviously, we're on spring break next week, and obviously districts that were on spring break this week, and just so you know, I'm recording this on Friday, March the 13th. So this week, meaning the week of March the 9th, many districts across the state in our area were on spring break. And as you're aware, yesterday afternoon, all districts made the decision to cancel next week in order to, kind of reset and see what happens with the spread of the virus. In Alief, that's not going to be that big a deal because we're already on break. I've been asked several times, what about the week of the 23rd? I realize that Houston ISD and Fort Bend ISD have already announced they're going to be out the week of the 23rd. There may be others that have made that announcement. I'm not 100% sure. Right now, I am holding off in making a decision on the week of the 23rd until I learn a little bit more, probably in the early to midweek of next week. So I promise I will make a decision as soon as possible and as soon as we feel confident that it's in the best interest of you, a staff member, and our students and our community. But just know that decision to either continue with school the week of the 23rd or to cancel the week of the 23rd will be made sometime next week. That will occur. Don't worry about absences. Don't worry about payroll. We're in the process of taking care of all of that. You will be getting information if we have to extend our school closures beyond spring break next week. I will be communicating with you more about the logistics of how that's going to work and what you can expect as an employee of our district. So I hope that helps. I don't know, but I hope it helps. Parents, just real briefly, there's two responsibilities I have as your school district superintendent. One is to provide a safe and secure environment for your children and for the adults in which you have entrusted your children with. Part of the decision to close school today on Friday, the March 13th, was based upon that responsibility of providing a safe environment. But I'm also responsible for the education of your child. And with that in mind, our curriculum and instruction team, and specifically our digital learning team, and that's just digital learning team is basically the people who work on providing learning, education with the use of technology, whether it's online, whether it's distant, meaning a child may be in one location and the instructor is in another location, whether it's virtual, where you're learning online, literally live from another instructor in another location. But our team has been working the last week or so to put together some continuation of learning for children based on information that children already know. So bear with me. We have a document that's going to be sent to all parents, and I don't expect you to read this. I'm just showing you a document, and this is the actual document. But this document's going to give parents an idea based on your child's grade level, based on their content, whether it's reading, mathematics, etc. It's going to give some suggestions on how to access our online learning platform. So we believe A-Leaf students should learn anytime, anywhere, at any place. And so they don't necessarily have to be in a school classroom to learn, as you know. So we have a thing called the A-Leaf Hub. And you're going to see it on our website, on the front page of the website. If you click that link, it is going to take you to a login page. Let your child take it from there because your child is used to it. Don't panic. Your kids know, all right? They will log in and they will be able to access all of the information you're going to find that we're going to be providing to you. So I don't want to overcomplicate this. This is let your kids navigate this because they have all done it. They do it every day in school. Many of them probably do it at home as well. So if you're accustomed to this, then you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, again, if you have web access, internet access at your home, or if your child has access to the internet somehow, go to the A-Leaf website, www.aleafisd.net. On the front of the homepage will be a A-Leaf Hub, ! Click on it, and then let your child log in under his or her password, which they already have. They know they do this every day, I promise, all right? If you do not have access to technology, if you do not have access to the internet, to the web in your home, then on the same document, on the other side is a game plan, if you will, on how to use some consumable documents, which are workbooks, paper-based products. And we are going to be communicating with you through social media and other means on how we're going to get that to you. So just be patient. If you haven't received information by the time you see this video, be patient. That information's coming. We're working on the logistics of how to get that disseminated to all our families that do not have access to the internet. So I just wanted to mention that to you as parents. Other than my fear of children being sick or getting ill, or staff members getting sick or being ill, my greatest fear is that if there's an extended amount of time our kids miss from school, there's a lot of education that's going to be lost. Or at least it's going to be, we're going to lose some of it and have to regain it at whatever point we come back to school. So I'm just trying, we are all trying to slow down I guess the slide, if you will, of students not having any type of educational experiences over the time in which they're out. Not just spring break, but perhaps potentially longer than just spring break. And last but not least, kids. I'm just going to ask you, I'm going to ask you to be smart. I'm going to ask you to continue with your education, take responsibility for your education, and if your parents ask you to participate in some of the things I just talked about, the online platform of learning, it's going to be in your best interest to do so. So as your superintendent, I'm asking that you spend a little time each day playing school, all right? Just play school a little bit. No matter how old you are, just play school, and you will benefit from it, I promise. I encourage each of you to visit the Alief ISD website and click on the link, the coronavirus link. We update it daily. My only, as I mentioned earlier, I don't have any additional advice other than what's already been given through various means, the media, etc. But be smart, wash your hands, try to just practice good hygiene. And if you feel ill, if you feel sick, go see a doctor. So with that, I will be in touch about the week of the 23rd. Right now, we're planning on having school Monday, the March 23rd, until further notice. And again, I will give you plenty of notice if there's a different decision made. So on behalf of the Alief board and myself, thank you for your patience. Thank you for your concern about our children. And take care of yourself and enjoy spring break.